Thank you for downloading our special report. Please stay with us till the end because I'll be providing a special training about how to best utilize this at the very end. In this training, you'll get really clear on what you need to know so that you can discover, design, and drive the value of your business. Not just for anything, but to maximize it. Big question. Do you want to 10x your value when you exit, or do you want to half x and be disappointed and disillusioned and probably depressed? Don't drift. Let's drive value. So a big question is, why does value matter? I mean, it's sometime way in the future, right? Well, it is. But first of all, the more in the future it is, the better it is that you focus on it now, so that you have the opportunity to focus on the compound interest of success rather than the compound interest of failure or not knowing what you don't know, which can really take away all of the work that you've done for years. So as we focus on value, right now you're driving growth and profit and cash flow, and you're focused on wealth in the future. But understanding value is a secret currency. Understanding value is something that you can use and employ in your business right now that will give you a massive advantage and help you avoid a multi-million-dollar mistake. Now, what do I mean by the multi-million-dollar mistake? Well, it's one that I made. You see, I worked on building a business more than $20 million in revenue, and we had an exit, and it was exciting, except for the fact that it really should have been a much bigger exit. Yes, it was 7 figures, but it should have been an 8-figure exit. What I did not know cost me millions of dollars. Literally $4 or $5 million we left on the table because of things that we did not know, but you will know. So stay with me. Valuation in the past was really never a tool that entrepreneurs could use. I mean, business valuations, certified valuations were very, very expensive. I mean, $8 to $10 to $12, $15,000 or more. What we went through was over $15,000. They were very cumbersome. I mean, a certified valuation is literally going through an audit process. It takes weeks and it can really disrupt the business. It's very bureaucratically cumbersome. And the most important thing, it's not valuable typically for the entrepreneur. It gives you a snapshot. It tells you what somebody else thinks it's worth, but it doesn't give you any of the really deep insights for what you can do and how you can use this information to magnify the value of your business and magnify the future wealth that you're creating. As a matter of fact, the valuation we went through was actually a tool used against us in our negotiation process. So that was terrible. And I don't want that to happen to anybody else. That's really what the motivation for starting Kahuna Value Navigator as part of Kahuna Accounting was. So we hope that you'll get some value and good out of our pain and our loss. Our goal is to change the story for those who are following behind us. You see, we learned some very valuable but painful lessons. Those can be to your advantage. So if you'll stay with us for just a little bit longer, you'll really see something that we didn't know. And had we known, it would have made a monster difference. So now that you have some context for the purpose of this report, let me unpack it just a little bit. You see, we talk about 10x or a half x. And it's really important because when you go to exit, and you will exit this business at some point in time, do you have a design and an architecture for what you're looking for? Or are you just drifting along and will end up with whatever happens? I hope that you will design and drive the business that you want to have and magnify and multiply the value that you seek. Otherwise, you could diminish and destroy everything you've worked for. This report will talk about value modifiers. You see, there's a couple of things that you really need to know up front. First of all, value is never constant. It is never static. It is dynamic. It constantly changes. The other thing is the value of your business really is in the eyes of the beholder, whoever is looking to assess and make a determination based on things that are important to them. So you don't know exactly what's the most important thing, but we'll share some really key insights to how to use this for the most. And we'll share also the most significant strategic buyer that you can ever find and how that will benefit you. Most of the value modifiers that we're going to talk about are fairly easy to understand. Things like over-reliance on the owner or a key person. And you'll see not only why it's a value modifier, but also what you can do to be able to make changes in your business right now to completely affect the value and the way your business is perceived related to value. While understanding what can change and modify value is important, it's also important to know how to prioritize and fix and focus on the things that are the most important. You know, big doors move on small hinges. So rather than focusing on everything, focus on the things that are the most important, the most impactful for your business. Before we get into discovering the exact 3 steps that you can use to discover, develop, and drive the value of your business, I think it's important to understand why valuations in the past were never very beneficial for entrepreneurs. Valuations of the past were very expensive. I mean, 5,000 to 10,000 on the low end and 10 to 15,000 more likely. The other thing is they were very cumbersome, very bureaucratic, very administratively burdensome. And so to have a valuation was literally to have an audit of your business. No entrepreneur in their right mind wants to stop the momentum of things they're doing and let their business be audited for the sole purpose of saying, what is it worth? Now, if there's a mandate and you need that, certainly understand. Valuations in the past just simply weren't beneficial. They weren't practical, but they are now, because you can utilize business value as really a core metric for success in your business to see how you're doing, a key performance indicator to know exactly how everything is working together to magnify the value that you're building. Typically, a valuation was really only done at the last minute. And by then, just like in our case, once we found out what was correctable, it was too late. Everything had already been set in stone. So the best time to find and correct value issues are as early in the process as you possibly can. At the end, you're out of time. I lost $4 million, maybe more, in the valuation of our business because of what we did not know. But once we did know, it was simply too late. We ran out of time. Don't let this happen to you. Understand what the value of your business is. Understand what creates value. Understand what drives and magnifies value. Understand the potential value your business has. Understand the things that you can use to magnify and multiply value, but also know what to look out for diminishing or destroying value. When you have these key insights and you can employ them as part of your plan, you are driving the value of your business. You are in control. You're not at the mercy of somebody else's charity for what they think your business is worth. We set out to change this process of valuation for entrepreneurs. And rather than it being reactive and very painful, cumbersome report card of what has already happened, we've built this to be a proactive, planning, dynamic tool to help entrepreneurs understand and get in control of the things they need to affect the massive amounts of change, to affect the things that will create value and magnify everything that they are building in their business. Unfortunately, more than 98% of all entrepreneurs have never had a business valuation. They have no idea what the value of their business is. They may think they do. They may think they have some industry standard or multiple of some sort, but I'm here to tell you that is wrong, almost always wrong. There are so many factors that go into business value and things that are, again, very subjective. And if you don't understand how you're being evaluated, things that you think are running smooth could be huge opportunities for either losses to avoid or benefits to gain. And if you don't know, you will be leaving money on the table. That's why we've spent time and effort to entrepreneurially provide a way to discover, develop, and drive the value of your business. It's so important. Entrepreneur, you're spending all your time doing everything to someday have a value that you will exchange for a future currency that we would call an exit. And again, my opening question, do you want your exit to be 10x or even bigger? Or will it be a half X or possibly even smaller because you just didn't know and you didn't plan? There are a lot of things that have changed in the recent years. There are new technologies, new methodologies. But probably the most important thing from our perspective is the ability to look at this entire process through the eyes and through the emotion of the entrepreneur. We have been where you are right now. We are where you are right now. And we understand. We designed this entire process from the perspective of, and more importantly, for the benefit of the entrepreneur, for you. So here are the exact steps that we help 7 to 8 figure entrepreneurs discover, develop, and drive the value of their business. Step 1 is understanding your entrepreneur type. Most entrepreneurs never really consider their unique entrepreneurial type. And that's really the goal of step 1, is really to get clear on what kind of entrepreneur are you? Are you a fast-paced, growth-minded entrepreneur looking for exponential growth? Because if you are, you're going to build your business differently compared to maybe a less risk-averse, maybe more of a steady Eddie, a slow incremental growth type of entrepreneur. So it's really important. It's actually critical that you understand what type of entrepreneur and business owner you are, because knowing what kind of entrepreneur you are will really impact nearly every part of your business. That's why we start here. Step 2 is understanding your business type. We help you really understand what kind of business that you have. For instance, if you're a race car driver, you really aren't comfortable driving a bus. If you want really good gas mileage, you're not really going to buy a big truck. So understanding what kind of business and industry that you're serving and working in is really such a key foundational piece. Most entrepreneurs think they have a great vision of where they are, but more often than not, they really don't have a clear view. And at the end of step 2, you'll really understand your business on a deeper level, which will really allow you to be intentional with your business and its growth trajectory, as well as clearly see where you are as you begin your value journey. Step 3 is uncovering the secret currency of strategic business valuation. The secret currency is really a new approach to the strategic value of your business from the complete benefit and perspective of you, the entrepreneur. In the previous step, you really gain clarity for what type of entrepreneur and leader you are, as well as what kind of business that you're creating. And this brings it together to help you provide the necessary foundation for clear, actionable, and executable valuation goals and insights. Most importantly, you can, for many entrepreneurs for the very first time, see what's really possible in your business. It's really now and only after you gain clarity for where you are that we encourage you as the entrepreneur to get your business value, to understand the value of your business. Here are some quick ways to begin that journey. You can ask your accountant or locate a CVA, a certified value appraiser. Simple internet search will display hundreds, maybe thousands of options. However, honestly, they're really fairly costly approaches and complex. And if you go through a process like a traditional certified value, not only will it cost you thousands of dollars, but it's going to give you a number that really has no context and no guide to help you navigate from where you are to where you want to go. Even more, it doesn't really point out your value modifiers or help you really understand what's important in your business so that you can navigate to maximize your value. It's really not their job, but we've made it our job to help you know where you are, navigate your journey of value. Listen, you're a successful entrepreneur. You don't need us or anyone to help you figure out your value. You own a 7-figure business. We're not naive enough to think that you really need us. You could certainly do this on your own. But my question to you is, how fast and how economical and how streamlined do you want to go? Do you really want a clear path with a great team of value navigators to help you guide, discover, and develop and drive your value? Or do you want to do it yourself? DI and Y sometimes can be the 3 most expensive letters in the English language. Do you really want to do it yourself? You can, but that's a choice you'll have to make. We have a 9-step proven process that helps ambitious, driven growth entrepreneurs, 7-figure entrepreneurs that want to be at 8 figures and beyond, to help them really understand specifically the value of their business today, understand the potential within their business, what's possible, understand the small but very, very meaningful 80-20 drivers of value to magnify and multiply value, but also the same ones, if you don't know, could diminish or possibly even destroy value. Again, I mentioned before what happened to me losing more than $4 million on a sale that we had that I spent 15 years building because of what I didn't know. Don't let this happen to you. Understand exactly, good, bad, or ugly, everything that affects the value of your business so that you can design it and drive it and not drift, because drift leads to despair. Here's how it works. Step 1 begins with discover. Before you begin any exciting and spectacular journey, you really have to have clarity to know where you are. If you remember from earlier, we walked through these exact 3 steps. You have to understand your entrepreneur type, your business type, and know the secret currency or the practical understanding for the value of your business from the perspective and for the benefit of you, the entrepreneur. By the end of the discover phase, we'll help you get very clear, crystal clear on exactly where you are, what's possible, and where you want to go. We continue and develop into the next phase, the develop phase. We help you create your value maximization plan. Now, there are 3 critical steps to completing the develop phase that really continues our 9-step process. Step 4, we help you set your course. This is really all about setting your goals. When you have newfound clarity for where you are, you can be more intentional and make more informed decisions about where you want to go. We'll help you go from having some plans and goals to creating powerful and actionable goals you can create to really move the dial. Step 5, we'll help you create your 80-20 design. From the clarity that this process has provided thus far, we'll help you uncover the 80-20, the maximum ROI for the minimum effort, the areas of your business that you'll go from ordinary progress to locating the fastest shortcuts and hacks to really take and gain exponential results within the minimum amount of time, the minimum amount of money, and the least amount of hardships. This is really the Pareto principle applied directly to your business, to your entrepreneur pursuits and your goals. Think about the special report and the value modifiers that it revealed. There are many more that are specific to your industry and other variables. This is where we can get crystal clear and help you locate the correct modifiers to focus on, and more importantly, which ones and what order to focus on. Next is step 6, which we call the Pathfinder process. Thus far, we've helped you gain some clarity for where you are and where you want to go. You'll also be empowered to really locate your options and possibilities, some you may never have considered before. At this point, there's a lot of choices you can choose from, possibly pretty overwhelming and hard to choose the right path. During the Pathfinder process, we'll help you decide the right paths that you can take to achieve your goals and the fastest route possible. By the end of this step, you'll choose the most direct path to the business and the goals that you want to achieve for your business. Phase 3 is appropriately called Drive, helping you get exactly from where you are to where you want to go in the fastest, most efficient route possible. You'll go from drifting or possibly guessing what to focus on to really designing and driving, not just about value, but the goal for you as an entrepreneur to be able to have more control of your life and your business and your legacy. So here are the last 3 steps in our 9-step proven process. Step 7 is about installing a dynamic guidance system into your business. By measuring and managing your goals, you'll have confidence that you're on the fastest, most direct path possible to achieving your goals. The goal is to empower you to see what needs to be done, to figure out changes and be able to respond quickly to whatever happens as it happens. This leads to step 8, where we help you structure and create your dynamic feedback loop. Believe it or not, you've already been through the dynamic feedback loop process. In short, your dynamic feedback loop really is steps 1 through 6 repeated and tracked. After running through steps 1 through 6, you'll be able to track and see changes and trends. In other words, you'll receive feedback and you'll be able to take this feedback and respond with calibrated focus. Step 9 is really the culmination, pulling it all together. This is BYOBK, be your own big kahuna. This is really where the opportunities that you have meet your personal responsibility and it all comes together. Your business is your business. You own it, so you have a responsibility to own it. The end result of step 9 is really an ongoing process of empowering and equipping you to be the best business owner and the best self you can be. This is an ongoing process and one we hope to be a part of as you grow. So these are the exact steps in the exact order that not only you, but every 7 to 8 figure entrepreneur needs to discover, design, and drive the maximum value of their business. For the very first time, there's a very clear distinction between driving and maximizing the value of your business, your life's work, your enterprise, the foundation of your current income and future wealth, or just drifting. C'est la vie. Whatever happens, happens. Entrepreneur, if you're any kind of entrepreneur and you have a choice, I know you will drive. So you have a choice. You can do it yourself. And as I said, Google search or ask your accountant, see if that's a good first step for you. For some entrepreneurs, it's possible to just do it themselves. But in my experience, 98% of entrepreneurs don't know their value. They don't really understand what creates value, and they don't really understand what's possible. And so doing this step becomes a little bit burdensome and complex. And so they just don't do it. Furthermore, many certified value accountants and regular accountants really don't understand from the perspective of the entrepreneur. They look at it very dispassionately, and with a checklist, they check off, but they don't really understand how to help you turn this into a business planning or a strategic business tool. Very few, if any, certified value appraisers or accountants really understand or can take the time to help you navigate the results and help you mitigate issues or create plans to help you maximize the value of your enterprise. Most are not required to do so, but candidly, most have no idea. They're accountants and they're not really bound contractually. We felt that tremendous pain when we had our valuation prior to an exit. Not only was it really not useful from a business perspective, but it really didn't help us. More importantly, once we had information, we had no time to apply it. And that's why we created our system to help entrepreneurs like you avoid our multi-million-dollar mistake. My goal is to clearly help you as the entrepreneur discover, design, and drive the value of your business completely aligned with everything you ever set out to achieve when you started your business. Not just to drift and end up somewhere with a result and hopefully that you'll be lucky, but to specifically design and drive a result that you seek, that you want, that is a very reflective picture of everything you desire to build. Your future wealth depends on it. The next step is a very quick call to action to see if this applies to your specific situation. We may or may not be a great fit for you, and we understand that. The clients we work best with are those who have grand ambitions, maybe who are a little bit ahead of their skis, outdrive their headlights, or have ambitions maybe a little bit ahead of their horsepower and bandwidth. This is a no-cost call, but our calendar fills up quickly. So go ahead and click the link below if you'd like to discover more and get signed up. There's no obligation. Anything that you learn or apply when invested back in your business could be worth significant compounding over time. Don't you owe it to yourself to at least discover? Click the link below to schedule a call. This is a new entrepreneurial super tool. 90% of your peers have no idea this even exists. We want to help you discover, develop, and drive to maximize the value of your business with a plan unique to your entrepreneurial journey. This isn't a standard one-size-fits-all type program. This is a very unique program to help you be your own big kahuna. We're along for the ride, and we certainly realize that a rising tide lifts all surfboards. We're excited to serve you on this journey of entrepreneurship. We achieve our victories through the victories of those we serve. We're excited to see you achieve your victories on this path to maximizing and multiplying the value of your business. Don't drift and despair when you can design and drive exactly what you've envisioned. As a matter of fact, you are the architect of your business. So design it, build it, live it, and enjoy it. Entrepreneur, we're excited for this opportunity if you're willing to take it. If you'd like to learn more about our proven 9-step process to discover, design, and drive to maximize the value of your business as the foundation for your current income and future wealth, then click the link below to schedule a call now. Carpe Valorem Vestris. That's Latin for seize your value. Thank you, entrepreneur.